Tim Darrington is a third-generation farmer in southern Idaho. He grew up on a small dairy farm in Declo and is the son of Leroy and Minnie Darrington. His love of farming began at an early age as he worked alongside his father, brothers, uncle, and cousins. He began following his dream while attending high school, renting his first farm at age 17. Tim and his 5 siblings still live and work within a 10-mile radius of each other in this beautiful agricultural community. Tim graduated from Declo High School and attended Ricks College. He returned home to his real passion and began farming full-time. He married Jana Rogers from Paul. She came from an agricultural background and had an understanding and insight into farming, which Tim appreciated. They settled into a home that had belonged to his grandparents and started their family a couple of years later. Shortly after the birth of their first son, a retired couple offered to sell Tim and Jana their farm and home. They were stunned and grateful to be given this opportunity. They quickly realized this farm was a real treasure as it overlooked the beautiful Snake River. They loved watching their 4 kids, and now the grandchildren explore and thrive on their little piece of paradise. Over the years, it has also become a popular gathering place for youth, church, scouting, and family events. Tim has a great love of farming and is well known for his positive, encouraging, and enthusiastic attitude. He continues to adapt his farm practices to improve yield and quality, while also adhering to the old, tried-and-true methods that have proven successful. Although quite modest by nature, he is often found sharing his knowledge and expertise with others, especially the younger farmers. He takes great pleasure in seeing the next generation succeed. Jana, the daughter of Clyde and Carol Rogers, had an upbringing very similar to Tim's. She recalls that being the only daughter, her 5 brothers picked up the slack on the farm. Her responsibilities consisted of house and yard work while pitching in during potato harvest or cutting spuds in the spring. Her community service began at an early age as she started playing the organ for church around the age of 13. She chaired various committees in school and belonged to the Mini-Cassia Service Club. After high school, she worked for a time, then attended technical school. She was excited to get married the summer of '74 and put her time and effort into her home, family, and community. As their family grew, so did the farming operation, which expanded to the Declo area and into Minidoka County. When the couple brought Jana's parents' farm north of Paul, maintaining a rotation of sugar beets, dry edible beans, and hay and grain, Tim also does a fair amount of custom work and enjoys raising a small cow/calf herd. In 2000, Tim and Jana embarked on their new little adventure, doing something completely unexpected. Early March, Tim packed his bags and moved to Turkey to produce a crop of potatoes. Their 2 sons, Cade and Michael, took care of the farming operation at home. Jana and their youngest daughter, Jill, joined Tim in June. What a great experience, being the new attraction in town. This American farm family was treated extremely well by the Turkish people. Jana said, "We learned a few Turkish words, forming incomplete sentences, which let them know why we were there. We were invited to many homes, and the shopkeepers always watched out for us, showing us their hospitality. We enjoyed our summer, and we were able to travel on weekends. Turkey was a very interesting place to explore." Late August, Jill returned to Declo while Jana stayed an extra month. The last of September, their son Michael arrived to work in the harvest. He and his mother had 45 minutes in the Turkish airport to visit and exchange hugs before she caught her flight back home. Jana said, "Looking back, it's strange to imagine we really did this. It was hard," continued Tim. "This experience proved to them, however, that they can do hard things when they work together as a family." A few years back, Tim worked for Pickett Equipment. He was still farming full-time, serving as bishop of his Declo ward and working in international sales. What was he thinking? Although he learned to juggle his time and work, he could only hold it together for about a year. Still, he found that experience invaluable. He loved the traveling and visiting with the other farmers around the world. Tim knows that to be successful in farming, one must build key relationships. Loyal employees, qualified fieldmen, trusted buyers, quality dealerships, and understanding bankers are important to one's success. Also, good relations with neighbors, landlords, and working partners are paramount. The couple feels thankful for the relationship and friendships they have had over the years with these individuals. Tim also says, "We believe in God, understanding the extreme risk we take each year. We have built a close personal prayerful relationship with God, relying upon His help while doing our part." He continues, "We are fortunate in the Mini-Cassia area to have such outstanding people to associate with. There's a real advantage to living in a community where we are invested in each other's success and support one another." Tim says, over the past 45 years, many things have changed. I've had to embrace new ideas and modern technologies while relying on the expertise of others. We appreciate the help and encouragement we've received in making our operation grow. While Jana's first priority is her family, some of her community involvement includes the Birthright of Rupert, the Crop Walk, the LDS Public Affairs Committee. She enjoys music and often plays the organ or piano at funerals, weddings, and church services. She has been a volunteer at the annual IHCA convention for several years and is active in the Republican Party, serving as a precinct committee woman. She spearheaded a scholarship fundraiser for the Idaho Healthcare Association and was overwhelmed by the support she received from artists around the world who donated their work to this unknown foundation in Idaho. For several weeks, packages arrived at her door filled with art. The support from these virtual strangers was very generous, culminating in a successful event and surpassing her goal. This confirmed to her the generosity of others is waiting to assist in good causes. Several artists thanked her for the opportunity. Tim and Jana contribute to the Declo Day celebration by purchasing 2 bikes every year to be given away to a lucky boy and girl. They donate items to the Caring and Sharing event in Rupert and at the Mini-Cassia Christmas Council. This year, they are sponsors to the Huntington Foundation. They remember working on the Declo Ag Building Committee many years ago to raise funds for a much-needed ag facility. They are proud that their community values investing in its youth, assuring them a solid foundation for their future endeavors. The couple enjoyed being Sunday church coordinators at the Warren House for 3 years. What a great experience it was to be with all of those wonderful senior community builders from days gone by, says Tim. Jana loves to entertain and always has a party idea or two up her sleeve. The highlight of the year, however, is throwing a good witch's eve with her home filled with women of all ages, beautifully attired as good witches, celebrating friendship and each other. She explains that another definition of witch is enchantress, one who is thought to possess magical powers. Jana says, "It is my hope that this special evening makes my guests feel loved and important. Also, to let them know they possess the powers and ability to change the world around them. It's a fun night, and I try to make it somewhat meaningful as well. They feel blessed to have the time and means to give back to their community. We've learned that looking outward, finding ways to serve others, is good for our marriage. It brings additional meaning to our life together. Besides that," Tim chimes in, "it's a lot of fun to put a smile on someone's face, and it's never felt like a sacrifice." The couple feels completely overwhelmed to receive this honor. "We live our life in a little bubble, doing things we enjoy. There are many others in the community who do so much more. The things we do are important to us because we love people and like being involved in such a great community." Jana continues, "We are flattered and honored to have been selected." As members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Tim and Jana have served in various positions over the years. They acknowledge that their family and their faith are the most important things in their life. They both agree. Our children, Cade, Michael, Melissa, and Jill, along with their spouses and our beautiful grandchildren, completely fill our hearts. We love having them come back to the farm, sharing memories and enjoying time with each other. Hands down, they are our greatest joy. Tim and Jana consider themselves true partners, complementing each other's strengths and abilities. They say it's not always been easy, but it's been a rich and fulfilling journey where each stage of life brings unexpected joys. One of Jana's fondest memories is working alongside her husband cutting beans down before dawn. At daybreak, She noticed one neighbor's fruit trees braced up to prevent their heavy branches from breaking under the weight of its fruit. Another's garden filled to abundance, and looking over their field to see row after row of beans. She had gratitude and a renewed appreciation for the Lord's abundant gifts. Jana says there's satisfaction in knowing the world's food production exists because of the efforts of farmers. It's rewarding to be a part of that. Tim said, we recognize that we work hand in hand as stewards of the land, producing the Lord's bounties. That is the real partnership. It truly is a blessed life. Your Farmers of the Year, Tim and Jana Darrington.